An amiable welcome to everyone. This is your Allied Lectum channel to enhance your understanding. Today's topic is about phlebotomy. Phlebotomy is a vital part in modern science which involves withdrawing blood from patient's vein by means of puncturing. It is done for various purposes which includes transfusions, donations, research and for some diagnostic test. A person who performs this technique is called phlebotomist. Types of phlebotomy. There are two types of phlebotomy which includes closed or evacuated system. The other is open system. Closed system. Closed system is an advanced method of using vacutainers for blood collection. It is more safe when compared to open system and also provide better specimen quality. Reason: as blood comes directly in contact with the anticoagulant, it will avoid many pre-analytical error issues like microclot formation of the specimen. Advantages: closed system reduces risk of direct exposure to blood, which may furtherly cause infections, and it is more easy to take multiple samples from a single venipuncture. Next, vacutainers. Vacutainers are sterile glass or plastic test tube with a different color-coded rubber stoppers. So these color codes indicates the types of additives or anticoagulants that are added to it, and it consists of hypodermic needle and holder. There are several types of vacutainers used as per the requirement. Types of vacutainers. These are some routinely used vacutainers. Light blue color cap, it is a citrated tube used mainly for coagulation studies like PT, APTT, etc. Red cap is a plain tube with clot activator used for serological examination. Green cap contains sodium heparin for cytogenetics and plasma-based assays. Lavender cap contains potassium EDTA, that is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, used for hematological studies. And grey cap contains sodium fluoride, which has the ability to inhibit glycolysis, and thus it is used mainly for glucose estimation. These are some different color-coded vacutainer tubes with anticoagulant and their uses. Open system. Open system is the most common method of blood collection, and it uses hypodermic needles and syringes. Selection of gauge. It is more important to select the gauge, which should be based on patient's age, amount of blood and type of sample. Example, thicker gauge needles should be preferred for coagulation studies. There is a universal color code to identify the gauge of the needle, that is thickness of the needle. Often or routinely used gauge are gauge 21 used for adults, and gauge 22 and 23 are used mainly for pediatric and elderly patients as they have very thin veins. Requirements for blood collection. Disposable sterile plastic syringes of various volumes, tourniquet, disposable gloves, mask, 70% isopropyl alcohol, dry cotton, sanitizer, band-aid, blood culture bottles and vacutainers. Procedure before collecting sample. So it is more important to approach the patient in a calm, confident and professional manner. We should assure the patient that venipuncture will be slight painful and it will be in short duration. So we should be ready to answer any patient queries related to lab procedures. We should confirm the identity of the patient with laboratory requisition form. It is more mandatory to wear personal protective equipments like gloves, coat and mask before sample collection. Phlebotomist should cover all injured or exposed wounds with bandage before proceeding collection. Determining best site for venipuncture. Some common sites for venipunctures are antecubital area, which has median cubital vein, cephalic vein and basilic vein. Veins on dorsum of hand. This area is mainly for fat persons, so it also has higher tendency to bleed. It has basilic vein, dorsal metacarpal veins and cephalic veins. An acceptable site for venipuncture. Those are fistula, shunts, varicose veins, femoral veins, palmar region of wrist. Preparation of patient. So patient should be allowed to sit in proper position, then apply tourniquet with 3 inch above the planned puncture site. The tourniquet should not be applied for more than 1 minute as it causes hemoconcentration. Especially for coagulation studies, the tourniquet should not be applied more than 1 minute as platelet activation may lead to coagulation testing errors. Procedure while collecting blood. Clean venipuncture site with 70% isopropyl alcohol swabs using a circular motion, that is from the center to the periphery. It should not be reversed. Allow the area to dry because puncture will be painful if the alcohol has not dried, and also if alcohol gets into the sample, it may cause hemolysis. We should alert the patient before venipuncture and ask to close their fist but not allow them to pump or clench their palm and tell them to relax. Make sure the patient arm is in down position and it should not be bent to prevent backflow. Feel the vein and smoothly insert the needle at 50 to 30 degree angle. Important note: we should use clean and sterile needle for each collection attempt. We should not reprick or reuse the same needle and release the tourniquet as soon as the blood begins to flow. Needle removal. It is more important to remove the needle once the tourniquet is fully removed and the patient's hand should be open and relaxed. Hold dry cotton or gauze pack over the site and pressure should be applied to the site to avoid leakage of blood and further hematoma formation. So the arm should be kept straight and should not be bent at the elbow. Delivering the blood. Deliver carefully into respective tubes as per the requirement and in proper order. We should not shake the tube vigorously as it break down the RBC, and we should not overfill the tube. Order of draw. It is a sequential manner of collecting blood to avoid cross-contamination from additives of one tube to another. So first we should collect blood in blood culture bottles, then coagulation tubes, clot activator, serum separator, sodium heparin, EDTA, oxalate or fluoride, and then ESR. Precautions. We should be aware that all patients are potentially infectious. We should practice effective and frequent hand hygiene procedures. It is very mandatory to wear personal protective equipments like gloves, gowns, mask, goggles, boots, etc. We should follow safe collection practices and we should have knowledge of spill management. We should be immunized with vaccines like hepatitis B vaccine before getting work into the laboratory. Regular decontamination of surfaces and instruments should be done. Practice proper disposal of sharps and infectious waste. Keep safety boxes like first aid boxes at arm's length. Disposal of waste. Sharps container must be within arm's reach and it should be visible to ensure safe disposal of sharps. Instructions for appropriate disposal should be displayed in type of flow chart in every workstation. Burn the needle once it is used and you should cut the hub of the syringe using the needle destroyer. Used syringes must be first put in 1% sodium hypochlorite solution before disposal. Prevention and management of needle stick injury. Needle stick injury is the most common in phlebotomy and other laboratory procedures. So important measures to prevent is: do not recap the needle, destroy the needle in a needle destroyer, use a puncture-proof container for disposing of needles, keep the container close to hand to avoid injury. It is equally important to use gloves, that is one of the personal protective equipment. In case of needle stick injury, what are all the protocols should be followed are: we should allow the wound to bleed freely for a moment and then wash thoroughly with running water. So we should apply disinfectant and first aid dressing. Note down the details of the patients along with the patient ID. Report the incident to lab authority immediately, whose contact number is displayed on the workstation. If injury is caused by sharp infectious material, immediately consult a physician as directed by department HOD, and post-exposure prophylaxis may be required. Let me conclude my presentation. So, phlebotomy is an essential part in modern science which involves withdrawing blood from patient's vein, and it is used for many diagnostic purposes. And a person who performs this technique is called a phlebotomist. And there are two types of phlebotomy, which includes closed and open system. So, vacutainers and hypodermic needles are used for blood collection, and we should use clean and sterile needle for every collection. So, wearing personal protective equipment is very important while collecting blood. In case of needle stick injury, post-exposure prophylaxis may be required. Thank you.